It's the Southern Senpais Show, where small-town Southerners explore big-time Japanese entertainment, anime, manga, and everything in between. Here's your hosts, Nicholas and DJ.
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Southern Senpais, two Southern guys exploring Japanese culture. I'm Nicholas.
I'm DJ.
So what are we doing today, DJ?
Today we are talking about episode 1 through 7 of the first season of Bleach, coming back, of Bleach, the 1,000-Year Blood Arc. Blood War, excuse me.
What were your anticipations with, what were you expecting from this?
Man, Bleach, a lot of people give Bleach slack for its later years. Bleach was awesome, especially in the beginning. It was one of my favorite shows.
Yes.
And then it just kind of like fell off.
Well, it fell off in the middle.
Yeah.
It fell off in the middle. It was amazing up until the middle. But I think we were talking about this. Once they went to go save Rukia, like, that was it. Like, that's as far as the creator wanted to really go, right?
Yeah, supposedly, we don't know if this is true or not, but supposedly that's as far as they wanted to go. After that, he didn't know what he was going to do. And it's kind of funny because I really believe that, because this 1,000-Year Blood Arc War is 1,000-Year Blood War. It's about the Quincy's, right? And the Quincy's were introduced in episode 10 or something, like way back in the first season. Right. And obviously, it's something he completely forgot about. I was like, fuck it, I'm not gonna do it anymore. But I mean, they're back, and I don't know. What I was expecting was just to see, I don't know, man, Ichigo just like, I wasn't expecting a lot, really, but it delivered so much.
Here's the thing. This is what I would ask you.
Hold on. Spoiler warning. I just told you it's Bleach episode 1 through 7. So if you were still listening and you didn't know it was a spoiler, bro, whatever. I'm not doing any more spoiler warnings. Just after this, we're not doing any more spoiler warnings. We're going to tell you what it is up front. And if you're still listening,
that's on you.
That's on you. All right.
But anyway, I just hit my foot on the thing.
I'm leaving it in too. I'm the one who gets to edit these.
But I think that the reason why, because I mean, I thought 1 through 7 were really great, but I also think that this 1 through 7 could have really been Dragon Ball Z extended into 40 episodes.
Yeah,
and they didn't do that.
And I have a lot of appreciation for that. I have a lot of appreciation for them. Just Bleach is at its best when it's not trying to drag it out.
Right.
Bleach is at its best when it just tells the actual story. Like, it's funny. A lot of people say, "Oh, my favorite seasons of Naruto is when this happens, this happens, and this happens." Oh, you mean the arcs that are when stuff is happening?
Right.
The quickest. You know, because people are so used to these long-running animes where there's not a lot of plot progression. To where it comes,
it's breadcrumbing. They breadcrumb.
Yeah, and that's probably why, even though anime is getting more and more popular, anime still isn't as popular as Western media, even though it is getting larger in popularity. And it has been popular for a while. There's a reason why Western media has been outselling them for a long time. Western media is a whole bunch about plot progression, compared to Eastern media that's more about the internal emotions and stuff like that.
And character development.
Right, and character development. But unfortunately, the Earth says they don't care about character development. They just want to see stuff blow up.
Right. Well, I think the thing is I didn't, like you said, I didn't have any expectations for this anime.
No.
Like, I liked Bleach, but halfway through I was like, okay, I don't want to... I like it enough to watch it till the end, but I'm kind of over it once I got to the middle.
Right.
And so I did like Bleach. I mean, Bleach is a great anime, but when it came back, I was like, I didn't have any expectations for it. It wasn't like overhyped like
this
Vinland Saga, right? Vinland
Yeah.
Saga had a phenomenal first season.
But there was a lot happening in that first season. There's a lot of plot progression.
Right. and then just kind of fell off the second season.
Oh, yeah, the second season was not. Although to be fair, a lot of people who read the manga were like, if you like violence in the first season, you'll be disappointed in the second season.
Right, because it's more like, oh, I'm gonna let go, and man,
I don't want you to let go.
Americans don't want to hear that. I want to see the blood.
Right, exactly. We're Americans. We like violence, dang it.
Right, but I thought these first 7 episodes like really delivered, and I like how they took the first episode to like recap and rebuild and introduce everything.
I mean, it's been what, 10 years?
That's true.
Eh.
It has been 10 years. But what we were talking about when we watched like the first or second episode was the thing that you said annoyed you about dialogue in anime.
Yeah. Yeah. So what I like anime, but what annoys me the most is when like something that you already know is happening and then clearly is happening, they decide to spell out for you and reiterate. Okay, so what's happening in this first, once again, spoiler, but whatever. In this first episode,
You just said you weren't going to do that anymore.
I did, didn't I? But I get to lie as much as I want to because I get to edit these episodes, so whatever. So, basically, the gang is all hanging out in Ichigo's room. Ichigo's all fighting somebody. And this one Soul Reaper is like, oh, hey, aren't you guys going to go help find your friend? And, Quincy's like, oh, no, Ichigo doesn't really need our help. He's super powerful, so I wouldn't really worry about it. And then Orihime is like, oh, it's so cute that you acting like you don't care about him. But actually, you guys have become really great friends. Orihime. This is like episode 400.
Right.
This man's been here since like episode 5. We know they're friends. Not only that, let's assume that this is my first introduction to Bleach. For some people, it might be.
Right.
But 10 years ago, hey man, especially like, imagine if 10 years ago someone was like 6, they weren't watching Bleach.
No.
But 10 years later, when they're 16, they're like, oh, I heard about Bleach. Let me check it out. This is going to blow their mind. So then, let's say I'm using that perspective. Okay, all of his friends were just sitting around eating lunch when Ichigo left. So I would obviously then assume that they're friends. Like, why are you telling me that they're all friends? They're clearly friends. They're all sitting in his house eating. And, once again, episode 400 of all of them being friends.
That's like sitting there saying like, you know what? I think Naruto really cares about Sasuke. And you're like, you think?
Yeah, but it's like saying it during Boruto. Like you're watching Boruto, whatever the fuck you want to say that, and he goes, oh, you know what? I think Sasuke and Naruto are friends. Yes. Yes.
Have you not seen the 800 episodes before?
And if you haven't, they talk like they're friends. So yes.
But I think, like we were saying before, though, I really like how Bleach the plot progression is like, it's like lightning fast. Because, so here's the thing, right? So the Quincy's are like, hey, you guys completely destroyed us, right? Genocide. And the crazy part is the Soul Reapers are like, it's not like they're just, oh, it was righteous. It was like, no, we did that. We did that shit. And we know it was horrible, and we know they're never going to forgive us.
Yeah, it's like we had to kill you because you were making the unbalance.
Right.
Like, when Soul Reapers kill people, it takes their soul to the Soul Society, heaven, or to hell, or whatever, right? Like the cycle.
Right.
They're literally deleting souls. The
right.
Quincy's are. So now you're having this unbalance, right?
So they're like, we get it. We get why you're mad, though.
Right. Like, we get it, but like at the same time,
I mean,
bruh, what do you
want me to do about
right,
it?
Exactly.
Like, you're sitting here deleting people, man. When we take the soul, like you said, it goes to the Soul Society.
Right.
But whenever, it really reminded me whenever they invaded, would be like a Dragon Ball Z or a Naruto or something like that, where they would stretch that plot out.
Them infiltrating in general would usually take like 10 episodes.
Right. And then actually fighting, that would take like 5 or 6 or 7.
Yeah, these guys get through 1 or 2 fights an episode. You're like, and it's animated so well. There was some article about like the creator of Bleach being like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna make sure everything's movie quality. And I remember me and Nicholas being like, yeah, sure, whatever, guy. It's actually really good.
But, and here's a huge but. I noticed this, and and then you were like, yeah, these mofos use word art in the anime.
Yeah, what was up with that?
Word art, like Microsoft Word.
Oh my gosh.
The titles are used by Microsoft Word.
It's like
word art.
It's like, okay, so right after there's like an episode, it must be like 4, in which like you see the words are revealed with blood, and it was like, oh, okay, that was cool. To the title episode. Right after that, they use word art. It's like non 3D'd word art, and it's like, are you serious?
It's just a Microsoft slide of word art. It's not even
right. It's like the background's black.
They don't even try and disguise it. It's just like the fire of shadows, and
yeah, and you know the bottom's yellow, the top is like orange.
Dude, I was like, hey man. What are you doing?
That's word art. And then they doubled down, and on the next 2 episodes, they still use word art.
Dude, takes me out the anime.
Because you see word art, and you're like, what? And then you get slapped in the face with a beautiful image.
Right. No, the anime is amazing.
Right.
Okay?
The anime is great, but
and a lot of people die.
Yeah. And so it feels like it has real, actual stakes because the heroes always win, right? Not this time.
No.
These heroes is taking L's, man. The Soul Society is basically destroyed halfway through the season.
Dude, halfway through the season,
we're at episode 7, and it's basically everyone's like...
Everybody's dead.
A large portion of them. And Waco Mundo is also basically has been taken over as well.
And, bro, what's going on with the size of the titties of all these chicks?
This man increased the size of the titties. This is why he's a genius. This is why Bleach... People always debate Big 3. They're always like, oh, 90s Big 3 or new Big 3. There is no new or old Big 3. There's only one Big 3. Naruto, One Piece, Bleach. This is why Bleach is Big 3. All right? And when I tell you this man knows how to draw women, like, it's crazy because he also draws minorities. Way before all of this, like, I don't know, like, he seems like, I forgot who it was, but there was this manga, whatever. They got people who make freaking manga.
Okay.
Yeah, they're like writers and artists, so they call themselves
manga artists?
Nah, I mean, that's what it is in English, but it's something over there. Mangekyu Sharingan something. So basically, some American audiences were like, hey, why do you guys, draw some actual... What's up with the way you guys draw black people? Or why don't you draw more black people? And he was like, well, there's not a whole bunch of black people in Japan, right? You want black people, then draw, why don't you draw black people? And I was thinking to myself, no, there's definitely black people in anime and manga. It's just like you guys draw us with, giant lips and like a weird nose. Like it's very...
make them green like Piccolo.
I just say, they're not black, they're Namex. So, like,
allegedly,
Piccolo has always been black. We have always claimed him to be... He's a stepdad. It matches up perfectly. We've always claimed him to be black. In that one episode when they're driving, he has like a backwards hat and like he looks like Will Smith.
Yeah.
He looks like Will Smith in Fresh Prince for some reason.
But no, dude, even the head captain goes down.
Oh my god, that fight scene was huge. Great.
That
this man
fight
said, "I have
scene
like
was
East Bankai, now West Bankai, now North Bankai, now I'm gonna
South Bankai." We were like, bro,
yo, how many Bankais this man got?
I see how you are the head captain of everybody.
This man was raising the dead, and he was like, how do you even have this power? He's like, nah. See, what I'm actually doing is raising up the ashes of people that I've killed. What?
Yo.
So it's still technically a firepower. What? What?
Bro, that scene was fantastic. And then this man came in to say, oh yeah, no, I was just fucking with you so I could go talk to Aizen.
And for Aizen to say, oh yeah, I don't really care. I was like, this is just a plug to show Aizen, isn't it? This is just a plug just to show Aizen. Like, you think you slick, but because everybody thinks Aizen's awesome. So, like, there's I forgot who said this. They were like, yeah, Aizen knew what the grand plan was before the creator knew what the grand plan was.
But the crazy part is like, okay, so all of this shit's going down, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, the next 7 episodes, and then we have how many episodes after that?
There's only 7 more.
I know, but the whole arc isn't just 14 episodes.
No. There's supposed to be like 4 parts, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
So 4 parts of 14 episodes?
Man, I don't know. I just know that this first part has 14 episodes. That's all I know. I don't know, man.
The crazy part is like, yo, this plot is progressing really fast.
Well, it kind of makes you think, like, we must have a lot in store here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because each episode...
Do you think that this will bring back Bleach? Like, what if everyone just loves it? Just loves it! Is it going to bring back Bleach?
And they just create a new Bleach? Like...
I don't know, man. Do
you mean like they would actually do a good job with Boruto?
Here. So, why did Bleach stop? People got bored and they said, "Oh, it wasn't as good anymore," right? Bleach is good again.
Bleach is very good.
And when Bleach is good, it's good. Like, I need more good. I ain't gonna lie. After this episode, after we're done recording this podcast, I'm gonna go watch the rest of it.
I'm gonna go watch the rest of them.
So, because when Bleach is hitting, man, that thing it's hit or miss. But when it hits, it's out the park.
Oh, out the park, dude! And your favorite character died, man.
Yeah, man. Rukia's brother. Ah, man, that's crazy. That is crazy.
This man made roses manly.
Yeah, roses ain't manly. You can't be a man talking about, like, the only time a man uses a rose is to trick a woman.
Right. Well, yeah.
Look, I have 3 sisters, and I tell them the same thing. If a guy buys you roses and you guys aren't already together, it's a trick.
It's a trick.
It's a trap.
It's a trap.
It's like,
it's a trap.
It's a trap. Right. I'm like, but this guy, he's cool. He's super powerful.
And they're just ants compared to these Quincy's.
I mean, to be fair, they're cheating. They're stealing Bankais. I mean, come on, man.
True, but hey, there is no cheating in war. It's just winners and losers.
Yeah, that's true.
But
don't hate the player, hate the game, I guess.
Right. I didn't write the book, man. I just read what was inside.
I love how these Quincy's are like, oh yeah, we're so awesome and powerful. Look how cool we are. Okay, but granted, you got this powerful by stealing other people's stuff, right? So really, you're not powerful. You're just like copying you're stealing.
Yeah, you couldn't beat them in a fair fight.
Right.
So you're just gonna steal their bankais.
Right.
And then of course you have Ichigo. Dude, we found the blast plot twist at the very end of the 7th episode.
Yeah, it turns out Ichigo is not only a Soul Reaper, and not only half human, half Soul Reaper, but he's also part Fullbringer, but he's also part Quincy, turns out. And next thing you know, at the end of this, he's going to be a Super Saiyan, and then he's also...
you don't forget, he's also a Hollow.
Oh yeah, he's also a Hollow, but he's not exactly an Arankar. But, also, he's a visor, right? Because he's not really an Arankar, because he wasn't a Hollow that could turn into the... But also... Dang, Ichigo, your childhood must have sucked.
Man, this dude is going to be like another version of Voldemort. He just split his soul into like 7 or 8 different people.
This man has all the powers.
All of them.
Well,
I mean, it's anime plot armor. I mean, how are you supposed to progress the story?
And you know what the worst part is about all these powers?
What?
For some reason, I don't care. It's awesome.
Right. Well, we were like, well, the Quincy angle was really the only way to drive the plot forward because they've already used everything else. They've already explored all the plot lines.
Right. It was just one plot line that he forgot about. Clearly, obviously.
I bet that he was sitting down and they're like, okay, we're going to do Bleach. And he's like, oh, really, man? Like, and he was like, so, all right, well,
oh, this is
let me
fucking
let me
bullshit.
let me rewatch some of this stuff, and you reach.
he doesn't even write. He doesn't even look at the manga. He's like turns on the TV. He's like, what was I doing 10 years ago? Hey, this show's pretty good. Oh, I forgot to follow up that Quincy thing. I forgot to follow up the Quincy thing.
That's like when singers, they have to brush up on their own songs. Because when you go to a concert, you want to hear the greatest hits, right?
Right.
And it's like Wayne or, anybody else. They have to brush up on their own songs because, I mean...
They make so many... I think there was an interview with like Lil Wayne and Eminem where they were like, oh, yeah, we had to look up lyrics, our own songs to make sure we didn't say this lyric before because this lyric sounds really great. That's how many songs they have.
And they read a lyric to him, and he was like, "Oh, who said that?" And he was like, "You did." And he was like, "Oh, really? I'm the best."
You're right. Right. Dang, man, that sounds awesome. I said that? That's crazy.
But the crazy part was, so we find out he's part Quincy because, of course, plot armor, right? You can't just...
Right. And also, these Quincy's have way more intense powers than the Quincy that has been here for the past 400 episodes.
Right, because he sat there, what was that guy that was like, yeah, he's using an outdated,
Version of Quincy.
and we've ascended past that, and blah, 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 and we were like, all right, man, like, chill, dude.
Also, if he's using the outdated version, I guess if he got the new one, he'd be whooping all of you guys' ass. Because
right.
If his is so weak and he can do everything that he did do, you guys don't even hold a candle to this guy.
Right.
It's crazy.
But, so, we find out that he's part Quincy, right? And we find out that that guy is his father.
Yeah, he says, my son born in the dark. Now, I think that he's lying. I think that he might be saying...
You think that's a manipulation tactic?
Yeah, I think he might be saying it as in, like, I help bequeath you, help make you. Like, I have a feeling that because he says, oh, you don't know the truth about your mother. So I have a feeling that either he's his granddad or, like, oh, he helped her do something. Like, he put a part of himself. Kind of like Voldemort did it. Like, kind of like how...
You think, like Darth Plagueis, how he, molded Anakin into coming into...
Yeah, something like that. Especially because, like...
Or was that Darth Sidious?
Darth Sidious, I think. Yeah, especially because he awoken some sort of like Quincy protection that he just, I guess, never had before, and it was because of like he was jailed up and this like he was captured in this ball, and then because he tried to break out, it like melded with his old soul and brought back. I'm like, bro, this plot armor is heavy. But,
this is some heavy plot armor.
But it makes up for it with these intense like emotional moments and battle scenes. So like it's like I don't even care.
The best part of this series so far has been the head captain battle.
Oh my gosh,
dude,
that man was like, I'm number one for a reason. You think this is a joke? And it's crazy to figure out that the original 13 head captains, that was just like a random title. They were actually just a bunch of crazy thugs.
Right, they were just a bunch of crazy, powerful, ruthless killers.
Right, so like, because now the 13 captains like, oh, I'm so prestigious. I have lieutenants. I have this. I have that. And they're like, nah, originally we were just a whole bunch of killers and people just couldn't kill us, so we just went on, doing what we had to do.
Right.
We just called ourselves 13 captains for like no reason, basically.
Basically, it was just an arbitrary name.
Yeah. And the captain of the healing squad, I guess she was one of the original 13 too, which I did not know until I saw this.
Right. So it's just like...
So she was one of those mindless killers. I can't wait to see what she's like.
Right.
She must be crazy powerful.
And the thing... Dude, like, I was just thinking to myself, this man can raise the dead.
Yeah.
He was like, would you like to see your old comrades again? And you're just like, yo. Because he was like, oh, you can raise the dead. What am I going to do with skeletons? That's not going to scare me. He's like, oh, really?
These are your friends.
These are your friends. Let me wave my hand and you see all your old relatives and comrades from 1,000 years ago.
That's so crazy. And then plus, if he uses Bankai for too long, he just destroys the entire Soul Society himself.
Right.
That's how powerful this guy is.
And it shows you how much more powerful he is than all of the captains.
Right.
Like, it wasn't even a little bit. This man is a universe apart from these.
It's like not even the same. He uses Bankai in 4 different ways. Something that you said was very interesting, which I have always had a question about in Bleach, and he kind of answered it. Was that so when it's kind of smart because they show it in the way of his lieutenant, right? So his lieutenant becomes his lieutenant, the number 1 captain. He gains his lieutenant when his lieutenant learns of Bankai, right? And he uses Bankai, and it gets that second slash on his face. So the crazy part is that his Bankai wasn't very effective because he was like, oh, you didn't hone your Bankai yet. You get to train up your Bankai for it to be better and better. And so it's like, oh, if your Bankai can improve, that's kind of why because I was like, because after the Bankai, that was supposed to be it, right? It's like, oh, that's as powerful as you can get. But then Ichigo becomes more powerful throughout the series. So it's like, how is that possible, right? Because Bankai is supposed to be like number 1. But then that makes sense if you can keep improving on your Bankai.
Yeah, and then you could have a north, south, east, and west.
Yeah, you can have like different versions of your Bankai. It's like, what is going on? You know what's probably going to happen? He's probably going to get like some sort of like, okay, so he's a sword. So I'm going to say, what's better than a sword?
Well, here's the thing.
He's already had a big sword, so I'm going to say probably 2 swords.
No, well, the thing is remember, whenever they were leaving, the lieutenant to the big guy, he broke Ichigo's sword.
Yeah, the lieutenant to the main villain broke Ichigo's sword.
Right. So that sets him up to get a new weapon, which makes sense, and it's refreshing because it's like, okay, cool. Well, you've had that for this long, and then it makes sense that you did it and broke the sword in that type of way, so now it gives way for him to get something else.
Yeah.
He's probably going to refine his Quincy powers. He's probably going to get something.
Like, oh, I'm a Quincy, I'm a hollow visor Quincy Dragon Super Saiyan. I also ate a devil fruit.
I also have the will of fire.
Right. He's gonna do Leaf Hurricane.
Right. He's
also in Code Geass. He's also,
he's all well, and also he gets a sensu bean.
Right. Right. Heals himself with his sensu bean, and then he gets the gum fruit and is like super stretchy, and he fucking.
But yeah, so I thought
then
that
he becomes the new Sailor Moon. That's the final.
He gets a device to become the Digidestin.
He digivolves.
And then he gets captured in a Pokeball, and he becomes a Pokemon.
Right. His Pokemon name is Yu-Gi-Oh! Game Master.
He plays with the heart of the cards.
Right. And then he's flung into the future and meets Samurai Jack. You're like, this is not even anime. And then he learns all 4 elements and becomes the new Avatar.
And then you hear, Metabots! Go Vitabe! Like, bro, how'd you get in Metabots? I don't know, man. Like,
he meets Optimus Prime and he's like, all right, let's go defeat Unicron.
But, no, dude, I thought that this is exactly what needed to happen. Like, I'm excited that they pretty much wrapped up. I'm sure they're gonna completely wrap up after the next 7 episodes, but this makes it to where they have 3 other parts. That means they have a whole new storyline, a whole new universe, MCU.
Now all they have to do is just not mess it up.
Right.
The easy part.
The easy part.
That's the easy part.
But they've pretty much destroyed the old storyline and all the old characters.
Oh, obliterated it. So many people are dead. Like, not coming back dead.
Yeah, not even.
People are chopped in half, their heads are blown off and stuff like that. I was like, bro. I knew something was bad when the lieutenant started to die. I was like, ah. Oh, and also, one of the characters, her hair is blonde now instead of orange.
Yeah. I didn't really notice that because I was, busy enjoying the anime.
Well, I was like, oh, hey, this person's... Because she's usually a redhead, but apparently I haven't read the Bleach manga, but apparently she's blonde, and in the anime she's redheaded. And now it's like, oh, well, now we're making her blonde, just like in the manga. And it's like, don't you think it's a little late for that? Shouldn't you have done that, like, a long time ago?
Well, it's kind of like what Harrison Ford said to Mark Hamill when they were filming Star Wars, right? And he was like, hey, listen, you got to put this, that, and the other. And Harrison was like, hey, kid, hey, if they're worried about that, this movie is screwed.
Oh, yeah, he's like, if they're worried about your hair, this movie's screwed.
Which is true.
Yeah.
I wasn't worried about that. I was paying attention into, head captain burned down the Soul Society
by just using his own powers. Just accidentally, that's a side effect, is that everyone else dies. to him fighting someone is that everyone else dies.
And he was like, what do you mean? What are you doing? And he was like, oh yeah, I didn't use my full powers last time we fought.
Yeah.
That was only a fraction of what I could do.
That switcheroo was so fake, bro. I hated that switcher. I was like, oh! That wasn't me. How was that not really you? How? Because the guy who said did the copy, right? Mm-hmm. He was supposedly dead from Kenpachi. So how did he even do that?
Yeah, that's a major hole.
How does that even make sense?
And the crazy part was, while everybody else was dying, Kenpachi was like, yeah, I killed these 3 dudes right here. They kind of pissed me off at how weak they were.
Yeah, especially because, I don't have a Bankai or any powers. I just have a sword. I'm just better than you in general.
And the thing was, is he was like, and there was this one guy who was really interesting. I fought myself. And you know how I beat myself? I just got stronger.
Yeah.
Well,
it's like,
what?
Such a hack. That's such BS. If I was fighting someone, I'm like, you're pretty strong. It's like, oh yeah, let's just be stronger. I'd be like, that's not fair. Come on. Hey, stop that. No, you weren't supposed to do that.
Just be like, DJ, you could solve a lot of your problems right now by just having more money.
Right, just oh yeah, I'm poor. Let me just have money.
Just have more money, man.
Let me just have money.
The man was like, yeah, I just got stronger. And you were just like...
And somehow I believe that he's probably the one to have done that. He's the only person I would believe who actually accomplished this.
This man has a terrible ratty sword, and yet everybody is absolutely terrified of this man.
Yeah. He kind of loses to Ichigo, and then next thing you know, it's just like he doesn't even have to give, like, he puts bells on his hair so people can keep up with him and stuff like that.
Yeah, because he's so fast.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, that's the first 7 episodes of 1,000 Year Blood Arc. We're pretty happy with it so far. But anyway, guys, this is Southern Senpais, and we'll see y'all later.
See you next time. I'm DJ.
I'm Nicholas.
And we'll see you later.
Bye.
This has been Southern Senpais on Comic-Con Radio. You can follow the show at Southern Senpais on all major social media platforms. Tune in next Wednesday for a fresh episode. Y'all come back now. You hear?